This is a time of being grounded into the heart center and to come into alignment with the self. I feel like this is a week of remembering who you are, Starseed, and really feeling grounded in who you are. Starseeds, welcome to your weekly reading for March 21st to the 27th. Let's get started and see what major themes, what messages, what energies are surrounding the Starseeds this week, keeping in mind the equinox is upon us, and that is certainly bringing in a lot of balance, harmony, and it almost feels like leveling the playing field a little bit. I feel like things are coming to a crossroads for most of us, and that there's sort of two timelines, and I feel like it's a lot of choices this week, and choosing alignment, choosing your own authenticity, and whatever aligns with that authenticity is going to serve you to reach your highest potential. So let's have a look and see. I mean, that's the feeling I'm getting, but let's have a look and see what energies are present for the Starseed collectives. Okay, forgiveness and gratitude is coming up here. What other themes are the Starseeds looking at? Embracing transition, yes. Spiritual commitment, absolutely. Single-minded focus, linear thinking, hive mind. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Graduation. Earth, future. You know, this is really interesting. Let's have a look at all of these together. This is making me feel confirmed that this is a week of really tapping into the self, to embrace any transitions that are necessary right now in order to sort of reduce that linear thinking into an understanding that creates forgiveness and gratitude towards anything that may need to be released. And I feel like this is really bringing in a commitment, a focus and a commitment to your path that I was, just like I was saying about whatever your highest potential is. I feel like this is a week of sort of endings and beginnings, and that one is dependent on the other. It's almost as we choose the path that is sort of moving away from this linear thinking and this single-minded focus. It's almost like we're expanding. And seeing hive mind here also makes me think that we're tuning in. We're tuning in, and it's time to sort of embrace the commitment that we made, right? And to embrace the role we're here to play. And it's very interesting. It does feel like sort of a rite of passage, a moment of graduation, if you will, where we're shifting. We're shifting away from anything that feels like an illusion, or that it feels like an unconscious sort of pattern of behavior, if you will. Like it really feels like we're embracing some conscious shifts and making some commitments, clearing anything that doesn't resonate by sort of releasing it with love and gratitude and forgiveness. Forgiveness seems to be top of mind here. Yeah. Facade. See, this is confidence here. This is solar plex. This is a time of seeing through things, seeing through illusions, and walking an authentic path where we feel confident in our commitment. And it's interesting, there may be a lot of uncertainty and confusion surrounding us right now as a collective. I mean, I certainly feel a lot of timelines collapsing, and I'm sort of just going with the flow, trusting that I'm being guided to a new timeline, and that I gotta close out some chapters to get there. There may be some grief involved in those closures. Saying goodbye, or thinking of it as saying goodbye, may make you feel a sense of grief, but it's actually more of a thank you. It's gratitude. Thank you for teaching me the lessons I needed up until now, and even if I'm grieving, I'm also expanding and towards my destiny, we're expanding towards our destiny this week. And I feel like it's coming on the heels of that full moon in Virgo, which was very powerful. And also the equinox, which is the natural shift in the cycle of the year. And we're shifting as well. Bottom of the deck is perfection. And that makes me feel like, again, this idea of linear thinking, this idea of having a single-minded focus and being too critical of ourselves. This is something also that we may be sort of releasing this week. Again, it's not saying goodbye. It's just releasing energy that no longer serves us as we move forward. And it really does feel like in terms of the emotional quality around this, there may be some level of grief in the sense of closing down timelines that may have had a strong emotional attachment and sort of just feeling like we're moving forward, we're expanding towards our destiny, and that, anything that was or is an illusion that's creating any confusion, it's interesting. There is some emotion around that. I can certainly relate to that as well. Seeing the High Priestess come out here in reverse, this, makes me wonder are we tapping into our intuition as much as we need to, or are we just sitting in the emotions? Four of Cups. Exactly. The clarity will come by tuning in. By looking at things at the ground level, it's almost like you're going to miss something. There's an opportunity here. Right? And it could, we might be so distracted by our emotions that we miss it. We might be so distracted by linear thinking and sort of taking things personally to some level that, we miss out on this celebration. Four of Wands. It's interesting to see the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. That makes me feel like starseeds are sort of at a crossroads of perspective. What is your perception? Right? What is your perspective? What is your perception about how things... Oh, I think I said perfection when I saw this the first time. Perception. My apologies. That's interesting, though. We're also seeing the Six of Pentacles here in reverse. So, yeah, things are in the air right now. Things are not in balance right now because we're aligning into a new balance. We're coming into a new balance here and being guided to embrace the transition. We're being guided to embrace the transition this week and to not to be overwhelmed by the emotions of it, not to let the emotions confuse, cloud, or create a lack of certainty or a lack of sort of trusting in that intuitive sense of ourselves that understands the bigger picture. Understanding the bigger picture is going to be interesting. There's Judgment. This really is releasing with love and gratitude. This is karmic. This is making me feel like whatever we are releasing this week, it's bringing in a new way of thinking about our path. And it may be a time, again, where it's challenging to walk away. Five of Swords. And I think it's because of taking it personally, feeling hurt maybe that we're not in alignment with certain things anymore. But I feel like there could be a lot of that coming up. Devil on the bottom of the deck here, reminding us to look at our motivations and to always sort of understand mindfully what is triggering us, what is motivating us, what is influencing our action or inaction for that matter. And it's interesting. I feel like some things may be coming up intentionally to create some disturbances in the status quo because it's time to walk away from things that are no longer in harmony or an alignment. And again, it's not with judgment. It's actually with gratitude because there's the Tower. Yeah, this is a time where things that need to... things that we need to move on from, things that have fulfilled their role in our development, we got to make room for new things. And I can't help but feel like there is a resistance to this in the collective. And I think it's because of feelings, it's emotions, it's the perception of the situation. Are you taking it personally? Are you internalizing something that's not, for you to internalize it? It's a reflection of something that's happening in the external world, and it feels like a new way of looking at things. A new level of discernment is necessary. There's the Hermit. This is a time where we're going inwards. We're going inwards to understand the surrounding influences, right? To understand the wisdom of our experience and to gain an understanding of our commitment, our commitment to our destiny, as we saw here, the reason we're here, and to also embrace the transition instead of resisting it. It feels like there is a level of resistance here. We see the Seven of Cups followed by the Queen of Cups, which really reinforces to me that these are emotional pathways. These are emotional decisions. These are emotional transitions. Everything is triggering some feelings here, and that could make this transition uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's freedom at the end of this. Freedom and a new path. One that's not linear. One that's not single-minded. One that is almost a graduation from that. And it's moving you towards forgiveness and gratitude and love and embracing change instead of sort of resisting it and fearing it maybe, or grieving it. Let's see here. Alignment and home. Beautiful, beautiful messages coming from the Lemurian Oracle here. This is really bringing me to, just want to make sure you can see those in the camera. There we go. I'll put them up here. This is making me think that, as you come into alignment, as you come into your alignment, you're going to start to feel and remember who you are. It's going to feel like a homecoming. This is really interesting. And we do have that hive mind card as well. This is really about being a vibrational match for what you're doing. And in order to be a vibrational match, it's almost like we manifest from a place of love over fear. And it's important to remember that your energy goes where your attention is. And it's interesting. This is a time where we're calling in. We're calling in our desires and we're actualizing them. Not from hope, not from wishing, but from knowing and understanding and realizing that as we match that vibration, whatever we imagine is sort of magnetized to us. And that's the key of manifestation, is the idea here that imagining what it feels like to already have what you desire and cultivate that feeling as if it's now. Don't put it in the future, put it in the now, put it in the present tense. And to also, I feel like, consider what it is that we're manifesting. Because whatever it is that you put in that magic maker of your mind will be what the resonance, of your vibration. So is it fear? Is it love? Is it forgiveness? Is it, what is it? What's happening? What's happening in that single-minded focus? That's what you're going to sort of see come back to you. I feel like seeing this home card is making me have like a connection to all of these heart chakra cards of grief and perception and sort of this idea of forgiveness and gratitude, embracing transition instead of fearing transition. This is a time to ground your heart center into where you feel at home, wherever you are. It's a time to really go inward, as we saw here with the Hermit card as well. I feel like right now, your heart, your inner sense of yourself is being called up here. What is your sort of feeling when I say you're at home? Do you feel at home in your path? Do you feel at home in your authenticity? Do you feel at home embracing change and transition? Or does it feel sort of unfamiliar in a sense that you're I can't help but feel like there's some resistance to this. There's some resistance to this, and it's almost like you're being guided here to feel safe and to take a rest so that you can really feel fully grounded in your path ahead, your destined path. You know, it's all about your perception right now, Starseeds. Whatever you align to, I think you're going to see more of it come up as you go forward. And so it's really interesting to see things get actualized. You're really being guided to ground yourself and to almost like a tree, allow your roots to deepen so that they can reach high and expand, right? To expand outwardly. This is a time of being grounded into the heart center and to come into alignment with the self. I feel like this is a week of remembering who you are, Starseed, and really feeling grounded in who you are. And I think in order to get there, there are things that we must sort of release with love and gratitude, but they need to be released nonetheless. This path ahead is going to be full of, I can't help but feel like it's going to be full of experiences that are in alignment with where you're resonating. You know what I mean? And we're being guided to forgiveness and gratitude, and to strengthen our commitment, to be grounded in our spiritual commitment as we move forward, being authentic, no matter what that looks like, and to sort of liberate ourselves from this idea that change means grief and change means loss, and that there's this heavy emotional attachment. It almost feels like practicing unattachment is going to serve you, and trusting in the divine direction that you're moving forward in. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Starseeds. Thanks so much for joining me for this reading. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video if it's resonated and you'd like to see more. I hope to see you all again very soon for another reading, and I'm sending you so much love and light, Starseeds. Have a good week.